What's up, guys? Malik here, and welcome back to my channel. So, today, June 29th, we're going to be going through all of my trades on the NASDAQ 100, right? So, today I made about 11 trades on the NASDAQ 100, and you know that if I'm doing that much amount of trades, that's definitely over trading. And then I probably had a losing day, right? So, if you don't want to watch me going through a losing day, skip this episode right now. But if you're gonna actually look at the trades, you can see where I actually had a great trade. However, because I messed up and didn't set my stop loss on a trade, that basically took away all of the profits that I made from the right trade, and then I actually had that trade pull back on me because I actually wanted the trade to go up and double and actually recover from the previous loss and also make me go into profit, right? So I'll be showing you all of these trades. So let's get into it. So the first trade here, that was it's actually looking like the day started off bad from the jump. I entered a trade that was even before market open. So that's a first rule broken. So I entered at 9:26. So that would be on the 9:15 candle. So right here, if you just go to the time, and then that's when you can actually change the coordinates. The line will move right down to where you want it. So that's 969.3. And then I got stopped out on the 930 candle. So that was this one. And that's at 14,983.6. Right? So that was that big wick move up to the upside. That's what really took me out of this trade. Wait, 930. Let's move it over here. So this is actually the 930, and let's get back the right coordinates because that was 914,983.6. 3.6. So basically I entered to the downside here. Just that wick up into the zone was what took me out for a total loss of 715. And I actually went very small on this trade because I didn't want to assume a lot of risk when I could possibly be wrong. Right, so the next trade was a trade at 930. So let's actually close this, and I'll reuse this line here. So at 930 I entered this trade at 14,970.5, and then I got stopped out on the same candle. I think that big wick up probably took me out again, and I was at 14,989 flat for a total loss of 1850. Right, you see the same wick into this zone. It's very dangerous, and if you have your stop loss right into a zone, that's where I see where they're actually hunting stops, and they're going to hit you out right where you have your stop, especially if it's in the zone. If it's above the zone, it kind of becomes a point where it's like you're taking on too much risk for the amount of profits you can probably make on this trade. So this one I entered on the 930 at 14,987, 14,987.8, and then it was to the buy side. So as soon as it hit me out, I went to the buy side, and then I got stopped out. Same candle, because it actually closed lower. You can know that red candles open high and close low, so it closed down here, and that's really where it hit me out at 14,958.7. So as it pushed down, I had my stop loss right below this zone here, where I always saw some reaction, and then that's what hit me out for a total loss of 29.10. Right, so the next trade now I entered, as soon as it hit me out of there, I flipped it now, entered to the sell side, and that was an $18 loss now. So I entered to the sell side at 14,940.8, 14,940.8, and then the next candle was just a nice, I would say, I don't know if it's a liquidity grab or it's a stop hunt, but it basically just wicked up to the point where it hit out a lot of people's stop loss. Because if you're trying to manage risk, I believe that it's gonna hit you out very it's gonna try to hit you out at a point where it doesn't think that you would have your stop loss that big. So I entered here to the downside, and then I got stopped out here on the next candle for a total loss of 18.20. The next one was a profitable trade. Actually, I entered to the sell side, and let's see how I actually played that. So I entered to the sell side on the 947 candle, and let's get a little closer. So on the 947 candle, I entered at 14,968.6. So right here, let's use this one at 14,968.6. 68.6. So I entered to the sell side here. It was looking for that rejection from the zone. I had a lower rejection. This one still hunted your stop, but I had a lower rejection, and then I was probably able to put my stop loss a bit above here. And then I actually closed it on the same candle. So I had my stop loss there, but I closed it on the same candle for a total profit of 32. And that was at 14,952.6. Okay, so I entered here, closed it there. That was a total profit of 32. Next trade now, I entered on the 10 o'clock candle. So 10 o'clock candle here, I entered at 14,954. Let's mark it out. 14,954.5. And then I got stopped out on the same candle. So this was a buy side trade. I got stopped out as the trade went to the downside at 14,928.5. Right, total loss of 1040. All right, moving on. The next trade I entered same 10 o'clock candle, but a little later, 7 minutes later, I entered at 14,928.5. All of these trades, looking back at them, it's like, yes, I'm going with the trend, I'm looking at the MACD, but just how big the wicks are, this is probably a day I shouldn't be trading. Just looking at how big the wicks are, just that range, it's just nasty. Because this is like what? This is the entire range of the day. This candle made the entire range. You see that? Look, you hit here, you come back down, you won't break through this candle, and then you come back right in. Very interesting. So the same 10 o'clock candle I entered at 14,928.5, and then I actually closed the trade at 14,900. So it was a nice sell side trade. As it went down, I just closed it for a total profit of 28.50. Even a trade like this, you would probably think it would run and kind of go down below, but I just close it. Closing it at the zone seems like the best bet going forward. Every zone, like I'm thinking, just close it at the zone, I'm out, and I'm gonna be doing that a lot more. The next trade was at 10.15. I entered at 14,927, 14,927.5, and then I actually I got stopped out on a 10:30 candle at 14,899.1 for a total loss of 1420. The next trade I entered at 10:30, so I'll be just reusing this line here, and then I entered that at 14,927.1. So I entered there to the buy side. I could see that the market was rejecting here. You even had weakness in the MACD. So it's looking like a rejection, but then just the way how the candle forms, like it just pushes you down. into this level, if you don't have your stop loss below the zone, you can be a target and get hit out. Just exactly what happened to me here. Having a too tight a stop loss will just get you damaged, and that's exactly what happened here. So enter to the buy side here, or even just having the wrong position. I think that's a big part of it, having the wrong position, because I entered to the buy side here, had my stop loss down here. When it came down, I hit my stop loss. That was a loss of 57.60. This trade now, this trade was a big mess up because I set the trade. I saw that I was wrong, but then I didn't even realize that I should have set my stop loss. I was trying to let the trade ride. My stop loss was 14,937. That's what I wanted my stop loss to be. I entered this trade at 14,909.8. I was looking to have my stop loss at like 14,937, somewhere above this candle, you see. And that would have been a nice place to just exit this trade, but I actually exited this trade here because I forgot to set my stop loss. So let that be a lesson for you, like always set your stop loss. And then so here I manually closed the trade because I didn't want it to continue to go against me. 14,969.3 for a total loss of 119. If I had held it, yes, it would have came down. I could have even been in profit, but I wasn't ready to assume that amount of risk. But I could have actually held this trade much longer, came back down to break even, and even made some profits on this trade, right? The next trade now was a part of the mess up as well. Why? Because I entered this trade, I was right, but then I let the trade come back down to break even or close to break even. And this trade was entered at 14,923.8. And then I closed this trade at 104. So that's on the 1 o'clock candle. So 1 o'clock candle here at 14,933.7. Okay, for a total profit of 1980. And then the next trade I entered, same 11 o'clock candle, so I'll just be using the line again, and let's highlight this at 14,931.1. I entered to the buy side again. So you see I got this entire move on all three of these trades. So at one point I was up for $200, but I just didn't take the trade. I just didn't take the profits. So this one I also closed at 1 o'clock for a total profit of $1.40 at 14,932.5. 932.5. You see it's very close to where I opened it, right? The next trade now, I entered this one relatively early, so that was on the 10:30. Now actually the 10:15, but you can see I have a very small lot size, 0.01, and I entered this at 14,927.6. 14,927.6, and then I close it on the 1 o'clock candle at 14,933. Just looking at the price movement, I could see that there's a higher chance that the market was going to come down. So that was a total loss of 54 cents. The next trade now was on the 1 o'clock candle. I entered to the sell side. That was at 14,931. And at this point, I was just kind of exhausted from the market. I was thinking, I shouldn't even be trading. Let me just set some stop losses, and if these hit me out, I'm done. Because I'm thinking the best time to trade is 9:30 to 11, and that's just where it's gonna chill. So this trade I entered at 14,931, and I got stopped out at 14,946. 946. So you can see the movement here. I had a sell side trade. I got stopped out there for that small reversal. And then this last trade now entered at 2 o'clock. So let's find the 2 o'clock candle. 2 o'clock I entered to the sell side at 903, thinking that the market would have pushed below the level, pushed below that level through the zone. No, it actually rebounded off that level. I came back and just got my stop loss. Next 15-minute candle was what took me out at 14,921. So those are all my trades on the Nasdaq, and that was a loss of 18. So today was very bad. A lot of over trading. Not the right mindset. A mistake from not setting the stop loss as well. But learn from my mistakes. I'm learning from my mistakes as well. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to give some sort of value by just sharing my experience, and I'm also journaling all of my trades so I can get a better understanding of what I'm trading and trying to just get better, right? Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.